Welcome to another episode of You Know
Ball, baby.
Brought to you by the Run the Play
Network.
I'm your host, Anthony. To my right, I got the best hooper in the squad, Philly Phil. How you doing?
This man talk about me, the best hooper? You should have seen this man balling yesterday. This man couldn't miss.
I couldn't. Hey, Phil ain't a shooter. Phil probably shot 8 for 10 yesterday. 9 for 11.
Bro,
that man was a spark yesterday.
But we didn't win. That was a sad thing.
Well, now you know how I feel when I go there, bro. I feel like I get my ass bust every time. I had to get a get back. I had to get a get back. Today, we're going to be talking about Philadelphia and their situation going on with Paul George, with Embiid, Kevin Durant, all the trade talks that's going on with him. We're also going to be talking about Luka's revenge, and we'll kick it off with the player we've been watching this week, a player we like to watch. So stick around if any of that interests you, because we got a banger for you. Player to watch. Player you like watching this week. I'll go first because this man's been absolutely hooping. Josh Giddey. I'm going to show love to Josh Giddey.
Okay.
I know it might be a weird thing to do, but Josh Giddey has been playing out of his mind. He's averaging like 24, 7, and 7. Now, I feel like Josh Giddey is empty stats, but I'm not writing about the player that I think is contributing to wins. I'm watching the player that's fun to watch. And Josh Giddey is fun basketball to watch. When he's on, it just looks good. My question for you, and I saw this on Twitter.
Got you.
I don't remember the @, but shout out whoever I stole this from. Where would Josh Giddey be placed in this year's draft?
Be placed in this year's draft?
Yeah.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. He's 6'7", right?
Yeah, big guard.
Big guard.
Big playmaking guard.
So, I think he's definitely, like, a better option than Liam McNeely. I think he's a better option than Kasparis. So, I think he'd be, obviously, a first-round pick. But I think he would be in, like, the 15 to 20 range.
Wow.
I feel like he could be 15 to 20.
I think I would probably put him...
Just by what I've seen with him.
Yeah, because you know what he is.
Yeah.
I'd probably put him at, like, 5, 6.
5 and 6?
I think I think the top 4 I would clearly take over him. Like, I don't really think with Edgecombe in there, obviously. And then after that, I think you can make a conversation for sure. Like, you know, we were talking before the episode. Like, I like Asa Newell a lot. There's dudes like Trey Johnson I like a lot. So maybe I'll put him at like 8, 9. I think that would be my official range. 8, 9-ish.
You know what? Maybe that is fair, but I don't know. I'm feeling a 15 to 20 for some reason with him.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
I got to watch a couple more of these players too. Because this draft, if you guys aren't paying attention to some of these prospects, like,
it's about to get wicked.
This is going to be a fun draft to review.
It's going to get wicked for sure.
Yes, sir. But Josh Giddey's doing a good job in the NBA season. What was that crazy stat line he had like 2 or 3 days ago? Wasn't it like 25, 15, and 6? With
something like that, bro. He's been killing lately.
Bro, I was like, dang, Chicago, all of a sudden everybody goes away, and Josh Giddey said, hey,
what I tell you.
Let me go crazy real quick.
Yeah, he had 25 points, 16 rebounds, 6 assists. Day before that, he had 24 points, 8 rebounds, 10 assists.
Wow.
Day before that, he had 27 points, 16 rebounds, 4 assists. He's hooping.
Wow. So what do you think for the future? Like in the next 5 years, you think he'll be an all-star?
He has all-star numbers. I just don't think he contributes to good basketball.
Yeah.
You know, like, he has to have the ball for him to be successful and for, like, him to play at his best. And I don't think that leads to wins necessarily.
Yeah. What do you think is his, like, biggest weapon? Like, what is him?
Sorry, I was reading his basketball reference nicknames. Well, I think call him Himothy Chalamet.
Nah. That's crazy.
But sorry, what was your question?
I can see that, though. My bad.
I can see it, too.
So, in the next... we already said that. What do you think is his biggest weapon? Like, what do you think defines him as a player?
He's a playmaker, bro. I think he's a really good, like... Similar to how Ben Simmons was in Philly, like a fast break type of playmaker, downhill, he could find whoever's open. I really like that part of his game a lot. It's not as good in the half court, but he definitely does have that. Like, I don't know what type of team he would be successful on. It would have to be a team that's just like genuinely really good all around him. But like not like a second or third, like a star, because that would take the ball out of his hands. But if he was on like one of those like old school Nuggets teams, or like that Clippers team that took the Warriors, took a game on the KD
Warriors.
Warriors.
Talking about the Patrick Beverly SGA and Montrezl Harrell.
Yeah, he's got to be on a team that's that vibe where it's just a bunch of good players and it's Josh Giddey creates for them. But yeah, who's your player this week?
All right, this may not come to a shock to you, but my boy Toumani Camara.
Oh, I thought you were about to say a Laker when you said that.
I was thinking it, but low key, I've been always so. There was that one podcast episode where I was like, I don't know why people are saying it's not fun to watch these Trailblazers games because it's pretty fun to watch.
Dude, they're fun.
Bro, Shaedon Sharp's poster last night, oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm saying that's dunk of the year. I know Wemby had a crazy one, John Morant dunking on him, that was a crazy one, but Shaedon Sharp getting that steal and dunking like that.
Bro, I saw a screenshot. The ball was over the square.
Over the square?
The square on the hoop?
No way.
The ball was over the square, bro.
That man Shaedon Sharp is different.
He's been straight up different. And he had 36 or something like that yesterday. He had a great game.
He had 38.
38? And Daron Sharp had 28 or something like that too. Sharps were hooping yesterday.
Yes, sir. But I don't know. I was always wondering why I was watching these Trailblazers games. And low key, I mean, you guys know I love defense, but Toumani Camara is the reason why I'm really watching this team, bro. It's not just because I want my Lakers to steal him. Nah. But he's a good player. And I remember I was at work listening to a video and something popped up and I was listening to it and I'm like, what the heck is this? And it was a guy reviewing, he reviews basketball and he was saying Toumani Camara could be the next Scottie Pippen. And as you know, I
saw that video. I didn't watch it, but I saw that popped up on my YouTube too.
Bro,
good video?
The comparisons, when they were showing the old plays of Scottie Pippen and then the new plays with Toumani Camara, I can see it.
Wow.
I can actually see it. And he wears the number 33. Come on. And he's a strong defender. They showed him, apparently in the video, he was guarding Jokic and everybody on a couple of plays. And I'm like, he's taking those back downs. He's taking a lot of that physicality. And when you see him on these normal guards and everything, he was guarding elite guard. He pretty much tries to guard anybody. So he's really reminded me of Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen's one of my second or third favorite player of all time. So just watching him, and even now, he had a crazy game against Charlotte Hornets, but I mean, I didn't expect him to do this. He's 3-and-D. He had 20 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks. And then in another game, he had 19 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists with 5 steals. And then recently, he had 11 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists with 3 steals. This guy, I don't know what it is, but if I'm a Trailblazer fan, I'm not letting him go because he's fun to watch. He's what every team needs. And I don't know, man. I could see him being the next Scottie Pippen.
Damn. So I was going to ask you, what do you think his ceiling is? You think that's a ceiling for him?
I think that is the ceiling. I think he could get there.
And what's that mean? Put that on paper for me.
Okay.
Numbers-wise.
Numbers-wise, I think he could be in the future. Because I don't think he's a scorer, but he can score. I think he could be a 15, 5 and 5 with 2 steals a game type dude.
What's Scottie's numbers?
Well, Scottie was
24?
I don't even know if he was 24. Maybe 21, 6 and 6 type of dude. 21, 5 and 5 with
I guess I'm thinking
3
of
steals a game.
Ceiling Scott 22, 9 and 6.
22, 9 and 6.
I like Toumani Camara, man. I think he contributes to winning basketball. I feel the same way about Scoot. I almost put Scoot on here. But, yeah, bro, my fucking, night times consist of watching Jazz games and Blazers games because those are the night games I could watch out here.
Your man, Keontae George.
Oh, yeah. You know he's going to be on this eventually. But, yeah, I like Toumani Camara a lot. I like his defense. He's just fun to watch.
Bro, I think that Trailblazers team could do something next year. Or do you feel like they still have room to do something this year? To sneak into the play-in?
Nah. But I would, if they did, bro, I think we'd all be rooting for them.
Yeah, I think they're good or pretty good now. I just think they're young. But I feel like next year they have a chance to actually make a playoff push.
Hey, low-key, they're a game behind the Suns. They've looked better than the Suns lately.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like if we're talking about the Suns sneaking into the play-in, we definitely could put the Blazers in that conversation too. Because they just played. They won 3 of their last 3 games, 6-4 in their last 10. Suns are 2-8 in their last 10.
Bro, they're not a bad team, but that's why I don't understand when people are like, "Oh, I can't watch Trailblazers games." I'm like, they're fun to watch, bro.
This is my problem lately with basketball fans, bro. Is they don't watch. That people say shit like that, but they're not watching Blazers games. They're just thinking the Blazers are bums. That's not. The Blazers are one of the funnest teams to watch, realistically. Like, you got Scoot, you got Sharp, you got Kamara, you got Anthony Simons, who's a straight bucket.
Denny Avdia.
DeAndre Ayton's been out, but DeAndre Ayton's been fun to watch. Donovan Clingan's been fun to watch.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Time Lord. Like, those are names that are fun to watch. And I'm not saying they're a playoff team or nothing like that, but to say they're not fun to watch is kind of ignorant. Who's the least fun team to watch this season?
I think I can't even, because my first instinct is Charlotte Hornets. And then after that, it's the I can't say Utah because I love watching Walker Kessler and Lauri Markkanen.
Maybe Washington.
Washington Wizards. It's got to be the Washington Wizards.
I would have said the Lakers before the Luka trade, just because I didn't enjoy watching them. But now it's like, that shit's fun to watch. Now it's different now.
Watching JJ coach these guys, it was fun at the start, but even before. But that's a biased Laker fan from me.
Let's cut a word to our sponsor, and then we'll go into the Luka talks, because I do want to talk about that.
Man, okay, LeBron hit my parlay. Let's get it.
Oh shit, he hit it?
Yeah, bro. Look at this.
I won $200. I tailed your parlay.
How the heck did you win $200?
I used Boom Fantasy. I used their pick and spin, spun the wheel, got 10 times my money.
Bro, you gotta hook me up.
If you use code RTP, you could get a risk-free bet up to $100. Let's get back to the video.
All right, shout out Boom Fantasy. Thank you guys. Make sure to gamble responsibly. But now let's get back into it. We were just about to talk about our Luka's Revenge section. Anthony, how do you want to start this off real quick? Did you watch that game?
I was at the game, brother.
Man, you didn't invite me. I was like,
next time.
I understand.
Nah, that shit was cool for sure. Like, it was a fun game to watch, bro. I don't know why my stomach hurt the whole game. Like, I was in and out of the fucking restroom there. Shout out the Lakers restroom. Very nice restroom. One of the best restrooms. No, but that game, it was fun to watch. Clay caught fire in the fourth. LeBron caught fire in the fourth. Felt like 2019, 2018, 2017 again. Luka obviously hooped. Fuck you, Rui Hachimura.
Wait, why are you saying that?
Bro, Rui Hachimura's assist lines was 0.5 on Boom. And I was like, that seems free. Like, no, actually, I'm lying. We were all in the car. We were talking about that. And then I was like, that's such a trap. But I'm taking it. And we all fucking took it. Oh, my God. We got screwed. He played good, though. He looked like a dog out there. I still think Jackson Hayes is like one of the worst starters in the NBA. But yeah, what'd you think about the game?
I liked the energy because I'm not gonna lie. There's been a thing where we have these emotional or big like news story games besides the playoffs. Like when there's a celebration of something in a way.
Yeah, AD said that, remember?
Yeah, we lose.
Yeah.
Like we just lose for some reason. I feel like it's because the emotions are high. Like when we think LeBron's gonna go off, he doesn't. When we think AD's gonna go off, he doesn't. But I think it's because the emotions are just clouding like their minds or whatever. But with this one, everybody came out with a bang. And I feel like it's because it's different. Like this isn't like a celebration in a way. This is more of like a get back type of thing. And I loved everybody's energy. And I feel like the team is so different, like since Luka's been here. Like the one thing that I'm like, speaking of Rui's been playing different.
Yes.
Like, Rui's been playing more nasty. Same with Jared Vanderbilt. And, I mean, Dorian Finney-Smith already been nasty. But everybody's been playing with that, like they have a chip on their shoulder. And they don't even have to, bro. Like, literally. So, I love that. In the game, I love that he was playing defense. I love that he was being aggressive with bigs and everything. And he's been doing that even with the Denver game. So, just seeing the way everybody plays is awesome. And then Luka, I've been super impressed with him.
Yeah.
Like, I know, like, obviously, I was dead wrong. The Luka trade, awesome. Worked out with us. He's a Laker. But, like, I just love how when he's not scoring, when he's not making his shots, he's doing everything else.
Yeah.
Like, for example.
He's on the glass.
Yeah. For example, like, I know he was 6 for 17 in that game. But if you don't count his points, the 19 points he had, like imagine that's a 0. He had 15 rebounds with 12 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a monster, dude. He just
wow.
I saw Mavericks fans talking shit like 6 for 17. Like, bro, come on. Like, that's just like basketball at the end of the day isn't a stat sheet. I was there Luka looked like he played great. That's what it felt like. Kyrie shot 12 for 27. I feel like that's a pretty...
Kyrie was scaring the crap out of me, man.
That's got to be pretty similar, though, like shooting percentage-wise than 6 for 17. But Kyrie had a great game, too. It felt like he was just giving buckets. So it's just dumb. PJ Washington played like ass. I was happy to see that.
He could not make a shot. Oh, of course you were happy to see that.
Because that's his championship game. But yeah, Kyrie, bro. Couple things that really surprised me. Jordan Goodwin's a dog. I love watching Jordan Goodwin play basketball. He's literally looks like he's always playing for his job, which is like you gotta respect it. And Kyrie was sitting in that chair on defense. Kyrie was getting in it on defense. Like
Kyrie can play, man.
Yeah, he was playing like a lockdown defender damn near. Like I mean, I know it's against like the Lakers, and if it's not Luka and LeBron or Reeves, I guess, then really who is it?
Yeah.
But it just looked like he was bothering dudes. Like he was playing very well. I'm ready for Jordan Goodwin to take like a lot of those Gabe Vincent minutes away.
Yeah.
Because he's really like, you could tell he wants it. He earned it. Like he's just a dog.
Bro, ever since I first like saw some game on him, I think it was with the Suns, I was like, this guy's good. And then when they waived him for some reason, I was like, why would you do that? And he went to the Memphis Grizzlies and finished out. I was like, this guy's a hustler. Like, and he's like that guy where he doesn't really have like a specific offensive game. He just fills in where he needs to. If you need him to take a three, he'll take a three. If you need him to
cut to the basket,
he'll cut to the basket. Like, he just plays so well. So, I don't know. I really hope that we transition him with standard contract, and I hope we keep him.
Yeah, he's a dude you guys gotta keep.
I hope he's like a Gary Payton II for us.
He could be that. I could definitely see that for sure. Dinwiddie went on a little run this game. That was fun to watch. Dante Exum looked good. Max Christie, I wish I saw more out of him this game.
Yeah.
But I also understand, like, first game in LA. It was cool to watch, like, every time Luka got a basket, he was talking to the bench.
Oh, yeah.
Every time, which was, like, I love to see that.
Hey, justified. But apparently people are saying he wasn't looking at the bench. He was looking at Nico.
Nah, he was looking at the bench.
Oh, okay.
He was looking at... I saw that picture of, like, Nico in the crowd or something like that. I think that picture is fake. But, I mean, that shit...
It looked a little fake to me.
It looked fake. I don't think Nico would be sitting there. He'd probably be in a suite, you know? He wouldn't just be in the middle of the crowd fucking...
That was just...
Especially his ass. He got 5 security guards around him at all times.
I just don't understand how, like... Well, I mean, he's in L.A., too. You got to remember. Like, we love him in L.A.
I guess.
But, like, this... Nico and the whole Mavs organization is so weird, man.
I'm still not mad at them for the trade.
I'm not... mad. I'm just mad how they're handling it.
That's true. They are handling it.
Like, if you wanted to trade him, okay. Like, leave it there. But there's still more information coming out. And it's kind of weird. But before we get into that, I just want to... My bad. We're talking about the players. Najee Marshall looked really good.
Yeah.
Klay Thompson looked really good.
Bro, Najee Marshall's shot had 9 points, bro. I swear when I was watching the game, it didn't look like he did shit offensively. Like, he's just in the right spot, and he's scrappy. But it just felt like every time that man took a shot, he missed. And he was 1 for 5 from 3. But still, like, I don't know why. It just felt like he couldn't hit shit.
Hey, he made a 3 when they needed it to tie the game up or go up by 2. That scared me, but he's a good player, man. Like, I don't know. And then also Dorian Finney-Smith and LeBron James getting those back-to-back put-back dunks.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, LeBron, when did you start doing this? Because usually he'll just look at it and then, like, try to go for the rebound, but Brody went up and dunked it, and then Dorian Finney-Smith coming out of nowhere and dunking it. I kept on telling you guys out there that Dorian Finney-Smith for D'Angelo Russell was a smart trade. I'm happy for D'Lo to be balling with the Nets, even though he is hurt, but Dorian Finney-Smith fits this team.
But Milkshake ain't playing anymore.
Oh, yeah. I think we might have to waive him.
I hear he's been ass. Bro, you know who I like? And Jimmer Fredette posted a pretty shitty tweet about him. Kessler Edwards.
Oh, man.
I like Kessler Edwards.
I like him. I just feel bad.
Why? Do you see Jimmer's tweet?
I didn't see it, but I'm just like, bro, people are bagging on him. And I'm like, well, guys, they're trying to make him play center.
Yeah, exactly. He's playing a big man role.
Like, I feel like he's a 3-4 and not a 4-5. That's in my opinion.
Jimmer's tweet, this was his, was it Jimmer? No, it was Nick Stauskas.
Oh, what a Nick Stauskas. The Heat legend himself.
Nick Stauskas tweeted, and I quote, bro, is he still tweeting about fucking Kessler Edwards?
Why is he so mad at Kessler Edwards? Where did this come from?
And I might be wrong because I'm not about to lock in, but I think these are 3 tweets about Kessler Edwards in a row.
Oh my gosh.
But he says, I mean no disrespect by this. Asking as a happily retired player, how in the hell does Kessler Edwards have a job in the NBA, let alone a starter for a team coming off an NBA Finals run? I'm just confused as to what his strengths and what he does to impact the game.
I mean, he's not a bad player.
No, I think he's a good player, bro.
What, did he come from the Kings or the Nets? That was the Nets. Like, when he was playing with the Nets, I was like, he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's a hustler.
He's just playing out of his position, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, Nick Stauskas ain't going to go out there and play the fucking 4. Come on, let's be so for real.
You sold me so many times in some My Career games, so how about you shut up real quick?
Nah, but that's all I had for the game. Mm-hmm. Do you have anything else?
I just love how, like, all the stuff around it, like that ad for Jordan.
I didn't see it.
You didn't see the ad? Bro, before the game, Jumpman on Instagram and I think all of their social media accounts posted an ad with a purple and gold, I think Lamborghini or something. I don't know what type.
Wait, I did see it.
It was super cool, and it was just him like taking the Texas license plate off, and then putting the California license plate on that was purple, and I was like, oh, that's tough. That's so tough. And I love how they're handling this. And then they brought the actual car to the game. I bet you saw it when you were there.
I didn't.
They brought the actual car to the game, parked it in front of the arena. And I'm going to say Staples Center because screw crypto. And then they paid for everyone's parking.
Really?
Jordan and Luka, the Jordan brand and Luka, paid for the parking for a certain section of parking or something in one of the complexes. And I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's tough.
But, bro, like... I just love how they built the game up because it did bring in excitement. And obviously I was like, everybody at my school, a lot of people who don't even really watch like basketball, they were like, you watching the game? I was like, oh, LPU's playing? And they were like, no, the Luka game. I was like, what you know about Luka?
What you know about Luka, nephew?
I was like, they were like, yeah, well, the Lakers were playing and Luka's there. So, and I hear they're playing the Mavericks. So we got to watch it. I was like, I'm walking around like people were watching on the big screen outside at the Caf. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, people cared, bro. It was cool that the Mavericks were in the game, too.
Yeah.
Because, like, that very easily could have been a game that the Mavericks got blown out by, like, 20.
Yeah.
But they fought a lot in that game. They were down a lot, and they just kept coming back, it felt like.
Bro, but just wait until that game where they got to play back there, and it's for the tiebreaker.
I don't think Dallas is going to be rooting for Dallas.
Huh?
I don't think Dallas is going to be rooting for Dallas.
That's one thing I'm worried about, bro. Like, I think well, I don't know. I think the team, because at that point, Anthony Davis and Daniel Gafford and maybe Derek Lively are going to be back, so I feel like they're going to be a little better. But I think that game is going to be game of the year.
Oh, for sure. That's just going to be cool.
That game is going to be game of the year. But I'm excited for whoever's got tickets for that game, bro. Like, that's going to be fun to watch. I think Luka's definitely going to have like 46 and 10 or something. But I don't know, man. The one thing I wanted to get at was like, I'm getting sick and tired of all the new stuff coming out about the management and what they thought about Luka. Because I'm like, guys, it's over.
Do you see the AD stuff on the management?
What happened with AD and management?
He said, like, they were talking like they didn't shake me off. Like, it's just bullshit or something like that. Like, he feels like they've been plotting this for a minute. Like, it wasn't just a quick call or something.
Talking about the Lakers, that felt?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he was mad at the Lakers.
Well, I mean, I remember when I said the one thing about the Bill Simmons thing, how he predicted that the Lakers were going after Luka and they're going to trade AD for him at, like, the beginning of the year. Or the beginning of 2024. Maybe that's what he's trying to get at.
Maybe.
Because there was speculation. I just didn't believe it was actually going to happen, but look at us now.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Like, there was a report that came out on NBA Central saying, like, Nico Harrison reportedly didn't want Planet Mavericks to revolve around Luka Doncic and made it his mission to trade him by the summer. And I was like, why is this stuff still coming out? Like, we already know he didn't like him. We know it. Like, we know the health or training staff over there. Apparently, they're the ones who leaked all the stuff about the injuries and his health concerns. So they didn't like him. Like, we know you guys didn't like him.
And that's a weird thing. Like, we name a generational team that didn't revolve around a star player.
Yeah.
Like, Miami revolved around LeBron. Spurs revolved around Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
Lakers and Kobe. Warriors and Curry.
76ers and Joel Embiid.
I'm saying, like, championship level teams.
Bad.
I ain't putting them up there.
My bad. I thought we were just naming, like, who's revolved around what.
No, I'm saying, like, the teams that, like, really have went out there and, like, dominated, like, revolved around a superstar. You know, you can't just be like, oh, but Luka's getting all the attention. Like, no, that's how you win. That's how you get paid. And again, I've been on record as, like, kind of a Luka hater or anti-Luka, and I still am not. He's playing better with the Lakers than he did with the Mavericks. I like his game more, even though the stat sheet doesn't back that up.
Yeah.
But, like, that's how you win. You got to build around a star player. No team's going to win it. It's not 2004 anymore. You can't be Detroit. You can't have Chauncey Billups, fucking Richard Hamilton, Rasheed Wallace, Ben Wallace. Like, I mean, that's the type of team the Mavericks are right now. But I just don't know how we see it. Like, I don't know how successful that could be right now.
Yeah.
But we could talk about another team that maybe has to make moves in the offseason.
Oh, man.
And that's the Philadelphia 76ers. I was debating on which one.
I was like, oh, which one are you going to choose?
Yeah. Let's talk about the Sixers because that'll probably be the title of this video.
Oh, man.
Pretty much Paul George says no more pods. Joel Embiid might have to get – is it meniscus replacement surgery?
Yeah, it's either a meniscus replacement procedure or a procedure where doctors break a bone in the hip to realign the joint and alleviate pressure.
That's crazy.
That is unbelievable.
Hey, if that works, that works. But I think my overarching thing is, like, we've seen this Philly team, like, healthy, I guess, this season, and they didn't look great. Like, what's the move in the offseason?
Bro. This is a terrible – I never expected this. Like, this is so bad. Like, we're at a point where Paul George might get traded. Trae Young might ask out. I mean, Tyrese Maxey might ask out. And Stick and Joel Embiid might retire or get somehow traded. But it's just so weird to see all three of these stars that I thought was going to be, like, so good in the East, like top 5, top 6, have these problems. And maybe there's –
Who called them being low? Who called them being low?
Anthony called them.
Who said low. You got two dudes that are unreliable and injury prone? Why the fuck do we think this team is going to be good?
Oh, man.
Who said that shit?
You said it.
Because I know it wasn't Twitter. I know you Twitter folk ain't saying that shit. That was me. Big B. Fuck the Big Phil. It's just Big Me.
Damn, bro. I really thought that they were going to be good only because, like yeah, they
This is a 2K team. Like, it's a 2K team. They be good in 2K, but you can't put fucking players who are injury-prone, playoff chokers, and expect it to just, like, hey, we have Paul George and Embiid. Like, that shit doesn't work. They were at their best when they had Jimmy Butler, who's a playoff riser, who's that dude. Now, you build around Ben Simmons, you build around Paul George, you build around dudes that have – Paul George hasn't proven shit. Really, he had that one run with the Clippers. What else has Paul George proven in postseason?
Well, I mean, he had the Indiana Pacers run, too.
But that wasn't, like, just him. That team was fucking phenomenal.
But he was really phenomenal, too.
Bro,
man.
They had Lance Stevenson, who led the league in triple-doubles. Roy Hibbert, who was Defensive Player of the Year. Paul George was the best scorer, and he was also a good defender. But they also have vets like George Hill, Danny Granger. Like, that's a good-ass team.
Oh, yeah.
That's not like a – like, the Clippers were kind of weak. Paul George, like, Terrence Mann was, like, that dude, you know? But the fucking Pacers, like, I'm not giving him credit. And then in Indiana, see, I do my research. I know fucking ball. You could look this up, too. When they played the Heat in the conference finals, Roy Hibbert was the leading scorer in the conference finals, not Paul George. So we could cut that conversation out. He hasn't proven shit in the postseason.
But, I mean, to be fair, he's going up against that Miami Heat team. And that defense was incredible.
If Roy Hibbert's your leading fucking scorer, that's a problem.
Hey, but come on. If it's Paul George and you the key man on that scouting report against the Miami Heat, that defense was unbelievable.
Imagine the Lakers make the conference finals and Jackson Hayes is the leading scorer. You gonna talk a type of way about LeBron?
That ain't never gonna happen because LeBron ain't no PG. But
that's what I'm saying. Like,
or Luka ain't no PG.
I'm
but
saying
I get
Paul
you.
George isn't. He's not that guy.
But I wasn't trying to put him up there. I'm just saying, like, he was still a pretty good player with that Indiana Pacers team.
I'm not saying he's a bum.
Okay, my bad. It sounded like you were trying to make it seem like he was a bum.
He was pretty good, but I'm just saying he hasn't proved. Like, there's no conversation for Paul George to be like a top 50 player of all time. He had one great regular season with the Thunder where he was top 3 in MVP. He had one great playoff run with the Clippers. Like, Jimmy Butler has a much better case for like a top 50 player than Paul George does.
We call him Hemi for a reason.
Hemi. We don't call Paul. We call him Pandemic P. There's levels to that, you know.
Oh man.
So I don't think they built this team with a good core. And then next year they're gonna lose Quentin Grimes, Gershon Yabusele, and Kyle Lowry, unless they pay him, obviously. But those are just 3 kind of role players that I like on this team. Like Kelly Oubre is good.
Yeah.
They were hyping up this Eric Gordon shit like it ended their season. Like, Eric Gordon wasn't doing shit, and your season was done a long time ago.
Who was trying to hype up the Eric Gordon thing?
I don't know why because he got hurt. I saw so many reports where it's like, Eric Gordon out, Eric Gordon out.
I saw that pop up on my phone, and I was like, why is this all over? Like,
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, who gives a fuck? It's not 2017.
I'm about to say the Brandon Miller news and all that was way more important than this.
And that shit was like one little pop-up notification. Like, come on.
I don't even remember a time Eric Gordon was like that crazy. I feel like Brandon Miller's got more buzz than Eric Gordon.
Dude, Eric Gordon in LA on the Clippers was nasty. Mm-hmm. He was a top prospect, you know. He was good. But at Houston he contributed a lot, but like now it's just he's old, you know?
Yeah.
I think if I'm them, and you guys heard how I talked.
Yeah.
So you know my perspective. I'm trading Paul George and I'm trading Embiid in the offseason. I'm shipping him off and I'm building around Maxey. I think Tyrese Maxey could give you one of those cool, like, we haven't seen it win recently.
Yeah.
But one of those backcourts where it's like Tyrese Maxey and another good scoring guard. Like, I think that would be a good way to play.
Like a Malik Monk?
I'm saying, like, you drafted Trey Johnson. Like, and now you have Tyrese Maxey and you have Trey Johnson together. That's why I was doing my draft research. Cause I was like, who should Philly take if they keep their pick? Because they still got to be top 4.
That's true.
But I think, like, Paul George could get traded back to Indiana if they lose Miles Turner and panic. And they're we got to get something out of this. But I don't think you get much for him. Like, you don't get Benedict Mathurin for Paul George. You probably get Neesmith or Nembhard and some, like, draft capital. I think ATL could make a move for Embiid. I think Memphis could make a move for Paul George. And I think Minnesota could make a move for Embiid. If they swap, like, Randall or something like that.
Or Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, well, I think it's obvious, like, they don't want Rudy Gobert anymore.
That's true.
They're like Naz Reid walk. Like, yeah, I think Gobert's definitely going to be gone in the offseason. But
has he been playing that bad?
He just hasn't been playing, and they've been good without him. Mm-hmm. Like, because Naz Reid looks so good as a starter. But I think, like, you get Tyrese Maxey. Like, if I'm them, like, I've seen a lot of mocks having them get, like, Liam McNeely. And I'm cool with it because, like,
the Sixers getting Liam McNeely?
It makes sense for what they have now with Paul George and Embiid. But if I trade both those guys, I'm trying to get an upside guy like a Trey Johnson. Mm-hmm. If they could somehow get into Dylan Harper range or something like that. I like Asa Newell for this team a lot. Thomas Sorber could be cool if they got Maxey and Sorber.
That would be something really like fun.
That.
Or sleeper, I would like Carter Bryant.
Talk to me about
Philly.
him. I don't know who that is.
Carter Bryant, apparently, this is the funniest thing. I remember seeing a clip pop up on my phone of a kid who was playing that Corona Centennial. He had braids, looked like DeMar DeRozan, was shooting crazy. And I was like, wow, that kid looks pretty good. Like, he's playing like a classic dude. Like, I'm telling you, mid-range shots everywhere, super explosive. I'm like, oh, he's 6'8", too? Oh, he's definitely going to the league. I'm watching tape on this dude. I think he's at Arizona now. This is his name, Carter Bryant. And I was like, wow, this kid's good. Who the heck is this? Because he was springy. He was dunking everything. He was shooting. I was like, who is this? And then right when I saw his name, I was like, that's the kid from Centen.
Dang.
Oh, my gosh. Brody is good. And if you combine Carter Bryant with Tyrese Maxey in Philly, I feel like that energy goes nuts.
Yeah, I mean, his numbers don't look great, which is good because that means he's probably like a ceiling guy.
Bro, he's athletic.
Yeah, so I think they should go for a dude that could make like a impact, you know, like not an impact, but go for a guy that's like maybe he's bad his first or second year, but you know what he could become. Even though Philly doesn't have a great record with drafting dudes like that. Yeah. Like I think of like Zaire Smith, like they definitely missed on him. Okafor, Nerlens Noel,
ISO Zo.
No, that was the Knicks pick. Alonzo Trier.
Oh, I thought he went to Philly. My bad.
I think he was a Knicks pick.
Maybe that was another player that played just like him. My bad.
I think I would want to see that. I'd want to see them rebuild, retool. But what do you think? You think they should stick it out or what?
Bro, you talking about keep this 3?
Yeah, you think they keep the 3?
Bro, I mean,
what would you do? And then what do you think they're going to do?
I kind of want to see, because I like Tyrese Maxey and Paul George. I'm just nervous on the only thing that's making me nervous, I'm not saying this is a bad player. I'm not. This surgery, the fact that he has to get another one after because they said that routinely he was supposed to be okay and playing right now after the surgery he got last year. The fact that he needs to get another one and it's to break a hip bone or a bone in the hip.
It's nasty.
Bro, that's scary. Even if he's okay, I don't trust him to play next year. I feel like he should be out the whole year.
Yeah.
And if you got to break a bone in somebody's body to fix another thing, I don't think that's going to help you out. So if anything, I'm just nervous for him. If I'm Joel Embiid or if I'm even the front office of Philly, I'm trying to figure out how's he feeling, how it's going to look, how long is he going to be out for. And I'm honestly talking to him about a retirement. Because I don't even think, like, that's too dangerous, man.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds incredibly bad. And that sounds like it's going to be excruciating.
Yeah.
Especially since all he's had, like, because here it says that he's had navicular bone fractures and orbital bone fractures twice, at least. And it's kind of like, bro, you've been hurt this much, and now you have to get more surgery. I don't think this is going to help. Yeah. So I feel like maybe stick it out with Paul George and Tyrese Maxey and draft like some young talent and finish it off with Paul George. But I don't know if Embiid should play anymore. And I don't hate him. Believe me, I don't. I like him with Philly. I love Philly, but it's just like, this is too dangerous at this point.
Yeah, it's
that's
scary.
In my opinion.
It's scary for sure. I don't think he's gonna end up retiring. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's scary. That's like a scary. Man. Those are shit like you don't really hear about. You know, like players don't do that.
In the hip.
Yeah, let's talk about KD. Close off the episode. KD's pretty much guaranteed to be gone in the offseason. Mm-hmm. They said that they just didn't want to trade him midseason. KD said he didn't want to get traded midseason. He said trade me, but not midseason. When is this going to stop, man? Like, I'm dead ass. KD might be, this is going to sound crazy, but walk with me. KD might be the most talented basketball player of all time. Straight skill-wise, like, I don't think that's a wild thing to say.
I mean, for a 6'11" dude, no.
You know, exactly. Like, he might be as an individual player, the best player of all time. You know, if I'm not talking about like rings and accolades and playoff success and longevity and all that, like prime KD could be the best of all time. But I can't put him in top 10, top 15 greatest conversations because that's just like bro, like that's how. Listen, I'm not a LeBron hater, but I think the reason I get this rap for a LeBron hater is like I don't got LeBron as the GOAT. Because how many superstars can you fucking play with? You know, like KD's going to do that again, and he's going to go somewhere else. It's hard to put him in, like, great conversations because it's like you can't win unless you're playing with Stephen Curry. Like, you've tried everywhere else, and you can't have he made the finals with the Thunder, and that was a great run. But, like, other than that, really, like, you're not a elite playoff player, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Because going off of what you said, it's just so weird to me because I was thinking about all the teams he's been on. It's so weird to me that they've never, like, they've put scorers around him, like almost ISO scorers. Like, if you think about it, and I understand Kyrie and James Harden, those might have been his best teammates, but I feel like Russell Westbrook's been his best team. Or no. Stephen Curry and the Warriors were his best teammates. But, like, outside of that, who's come close to that, I believe it's Russell Westbrook. Yeah. Only because, like, it was a different play style. If you think about the Nets team, you had Kyrie Irving and James Harden on that team, and that was just scorers. But we saw the formula didn't work out. Then you go with the Phoenix Suns. He goes over there. Now you have Devin Booker and Bradley Beal over there, scorers.
And they had Chris Paul there at first.
And they had Chris Paul, which worked.
It looked decent, yeah. And then they just, like, were like, we don't want Chris Paul.
I don't know, man. It's just, I feel like they're getting the wrong players around him. Yeah. Because I feel like if you get a KD, it's gotta be with like and I know Devin Booker has taken like steps to be for the team first, but he's still in that mindset a scorer. So I feel like it would be better to put him with a guy like Chris Paul, to put him with another player like maybe a center instead of a guard. But I feel like he can't be on a team where it's like you got to have role players that are stars in a way around him. Yeah. Like that's why I feel like that Golden State Warriors team works so well. Like, yeah, he was around Curry and Clay, but he had Draymond Green out there moving the ball. And even Curry was moving the ball.
Even the Thunder, bro. The Thunder, we had dudes like Cantor, Adams, Deion Waiters. Like, Deion Waiters obviously is a scorer, but, like, to relieve pressure off of him and not be a star. Roberson. We just had dudes like that. So I feel like the problem with that Thunder's team was coaching. I think everywhere else he's had great coaches. It's just weak fit, you know? And also, like, I don't know, like, I feel like he just doesn't get it done. And then KD's probably gonna tweet at me after this or something like that. But he don't get it done, bro. But options I love for him to go to. I think Memphis. That would be a perfect situation.
He'd kill it.
Perfect situation. Options I like Miami. I think Miami with KD would be really cool. I think Miami would be cool because he could do whatever the fuck he wants there.
Pretty much.
And be a bucket. And then like we talked about, like he's got those role players around him.
Yeah.
That'll relieve. San Antonio, if Wemby comes back next year, hopefully.
Don't even put that in my mind, bro. I could not last.
That
Wemby
was crazy.
and KD? I can't. I don't even want that pushed. I don't even want. Hey, if you the Spurs GM or whatever or the front office, stay away from this video. Don't do that to me.
If let's say they don't trade nobody, right? But Fox, Vassell, KD, Sohan, Wemby, Keldon off the bench.
I was already scared for them to get Donovan Clingan in the draft next to Wemby. If you put KD and Wemby on the same team, no.
I like Indy. I think Indy's done a good job this season at finding their half-court offense. KD would be there. And then options I could see him going back to the Warriors. I could see Minnesota if they want to move Rudy and like figure something out like that. And then I could see Denver. If Denver loses early, I could see them being like, all right, it's time we get rid of Michael Porter Jr. Give us KD.
Denver would be nuts.
That'd be cool. But I think Denver would have to disappoint in the playoffs for them to go after KD. I think if they make it to the second round and have a good series, then they'll be fine. Like, they'll be like, all right, run it back, you know?
But what if they try to...
Russ and KD again? Sorry.
I just think, like, no, don't be sorry. That's still a cool idea. I would like them with the Nuggets, but... What if they still get to the second round and they still have that feeling like, oh, we didn't get any progression from last year? Like, because they went to the second round last year. They lost to the Timberwolves, and, like, still nothing changed except they lost KCP. But
I think if it was a loss, like the loss to the Timberwolves, then they would make a move.
Yeah.
But if it was, like, a good series, If it was a good series, then I think they'd be like, all right, like, we could run this back. Like, we're still competitive. Because in the second round, they're the 3 seed right now?
Yes.
I don't know, actually. I think if they lost to Memphis, they would want to make a move.
Oh, they're the 3rd seed right now. Well, actually, no, they're tied for second because 38-20, 38-20.
I think the top 3 is going to end up being something like that. I think if they lost to Memphis, they would make a move.
Got you.
You know, that's crazy, though. Yeah, I don't want to see, like, Houston. Like, I just think they're too good. I don't want to see the Thunder, like... I don't want to see any of these young cores blow it up for KD. But I
think that's where the Suns messed up.
Yeah, that is where they messed up. And that's what I've been saying with the Thunder, man. Like, even the Knicks. I feel like the Knicks, like, made all these moves in the offseason to be a second-tier team. You know, like, trading 5 picks for Mikal Bridges is, like, arguably the worst trade I've ever seen.
That was crazy.
That was crazy.
But, you know, do you feel like that maybe that is so interesting now. So, 2 role players, Cameron Johnson, Mikal Bridges, get traded. You're thinking, oh, they got traded for KD. Everything's going to work now, championship, but it's not working. Do you think that, because I'm trying to think of another team that did something like that, where they traded away role players, like maybe the Lakers, 2020, we traded away, or 2021, we traded away our role players, got Russell Westbrook because we thought he was going to be enough for the team. Didn't work out, missed the playoffs. Do you feel like maybe it's just that they see scores so much and they think, oh, they need another option out there? Do you think that's just a flawed system to do?
Yeah, I think it's just you chase the big name. That's been my problem with the Lakers. Like, that's why I don't enjoy this season. It's better. Last season it was better. Like, they're progressing again. But when it was like the Lakers were like, we want Dwight Howard, we want Westbrook, we want just like signing the big names and chasing the big names, to me, it just isn't the way to build a franchise. I think you have to build those big names up in market. Like, you see what the Thunder did, bro. Like, I'm not going to act like Chet wasn't a big name or Shea. I mean, Shea we built up to being a superstar. Jalen Williams, I feel like we built up in the right way. Like, you just build up dudes, and then the role players should be guys that are more established in the league, not like Westbrook, you know, like they should be like Caruso's, like dudes like that, where you find guys like around like in 5 years, Tumani Kamara would be a guy like that, where you're like, all right, like we know what he is, like let's go find him. Gary Trent's, Buddy Hields, dudes like that, where they're just like, we know what they are. Like, you don't want to trade for a Westbrook and he has to like refigure entirely what he has to be. And KD's a different player, obviously. Like, KD, anywhere he's gonna go, he's gonna look good.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, don't like the Suns made the fucking finals with a core.
Yeah.
And then they gave up their core to get KD.
That will always be the craziest thing to me, man.
I hate when teams do that. That shit pisses me the fuck off. Like, what are you doing? You made the fucking finals with this team, and you're just going to blow it up? What, so you could have Durant on your team? A dude who you've had a pretty similar amount of success as him, like, as a team. Like, why would you blow it up? And teams get better. You're telling me that Suns team wouldn't be a top team right now if they kept what they had?
If they kept what they had, they probably would have won a championship by now.
That's what I'm saying. And they have the chemistry.
And they would have... Those picks in the draft they had and all that.
They traded like 5 picks, bro.
Yeah, they would have been fine, bro.
They would have been fine. They would have been able to. Yeah, they would have been able to have depth. They would have had Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Mikal, Cam Johnson, DeAndre Ayton. That's a good ass team.
Wow.
That's a good ass team with depth. I mean, come on, bro. It's just some of these organizations just piss me the fuck off. Like, I understand not every organization could be Memphis and just draft the right way every year and play the right way. But, bro, like, just chasing these fucking names like Kevin Durant, like, I'm not – that shit is lame to me. Like, that is just, like, if I was a fan of one of those teams, like, I would just not be enjoying basketball. Like, I would be frustrated. It's like Clippers fans. Like, Clippers fans had a cool core. They weren't a championship-level core or nothing like that. And they traded it all for Paul George – and then they signed Kawhi. Like, bro, like, it's nasty.
Ruined it, bro.
It's nasty to me, bro. It's frustrating. And the Thunder did do that for a while. We chased Carmelo. We chased Paul George. But those trades at least made sense. We didn't give up 10 first-round picks for Paul George. We gave up young dudes. We gave us a bonus in Oladipo.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, looking back on it, value-wise, like, I think I'd rather have Sabonis than Paul George.
I mean, yeah. But, I mean, think about it.
But it made sense for us.
Yeah, and now it makes even more sense because you got Isaiah Hartenstein, Chet Holmgren, and you have a chance to get a good big or whatever in this draft.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it paid off. And now you guys are number 1 in the West.
Yes.
That's the difference. But, bro, it's just – do you feel like teams are finally going to learn that the model of just getting the big names, doing money, doing this, doing that, it's not going to work?
No. Never. That'll never happen, bro. Teams are going to chase what's going to put butts in seats. You know? Like, I would not be surprised if the Pistons blew it up this year to get a big name. I would not. Like,
I hope they don't, man.
I hope they don't either, but I would not be surprised if they did.
So what are the 3 teams, or besides the Pistons, what are the 2 other teams that you think would blow up their young core to get a star or a big name?
I wouldn't say the Magic because I do feel like the Magic are a good organization. They've just had bad luck.
Yeah.
I don't think the Raptors would. I don't know.
The Raptors are set.
But like the Pistons, I could see it because they're just like that. The Kings, maybe. Nah, I don't think the Kings either.
I could see Houston doing it.
I think the NBA, like, fans want Houston to do it. I don't think Houston would do it.
Well, I don't know. All that trade speculation they had going, like, they want Jimmy, they want KD, they want...
no, I don't think it was that. I think Jimmy and KD wanted to go there. I don't think they wanted them. Because if they wanted Jimmy, bro, they could have got Jimmy. They could have gave a better offer than Wiggins.
But, I mean, there was a lot of, like, reports coming out saying, like, oh, they're pushing for KD. And then, like, they were trying to make room for Jimmy, and they were trying to...
But, bro, they were trying to do that to the Thunder, like, a while ago. And then people just kind of realized the Thunder don't want to fucking make moves for these old stars.
Yeah.
I think they're just going to do the same thing for Houston. I don't think Houston's going to budge. Like, Houston's team is good, bro. I know they've been sliding lately, but their starting point guard's out. They're not running with a starting point guard right now. You know, like, that's hard to do. That, especially Fred VanVleet, like... Well, I'm not saying he's an all-star or nothing like that, but he's a good veteran guard.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to be able to get the guys where they need to be. Amen Thompson is a great basketball player, arguably a better basketball player than Fred VanVleet, but he's just not that. That's just not what he provides, you know?
He's the role player they need.
Exactly. So if I don't think, like, I think they're a smart organization. I wouldn't expect that from them. But you guys let us know. Who's most likely to blow us up? Yeah. Who's most likely to blow it up in the offseason? Make sure to like, subscribe, follow, but most importantly, run the play.
And make sure to add us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Make sure to hit that bell as well. I'm Phil. This is the man, straight out the MCU. We out, and let's bounce.
Boom.